See, I interact with a lot of people. I do counseling and I take workshops. There are a lot of people who contact me asking about sex-related questions and all that. So in Kerala, marriage is considered to be the kind of the most idealized relationship which you can aspire to. But the sad part is there is no sex education even today in
Yeah.
Kerala. And because of that, a lot of couples go through unconsummated marriage, and it becomes a problem when the relatives start asking, "When are you going to give us a, child,
Yep.
baby?"
Yep.
That is when the issue starts to begin, and then they start wondering how on earth is, many of the couples, they are even unable to have sex, penetrative
Right.
sex, because of
Right.
they are clueless about the sex position. So
Yeah.
many a time I get questions asking me, is there a right sex position to get, to consummate marriage and have a kid? Or is there, for pregnancy, what is the ideal sex position? Is there something like that?
There is no ideal sex position in order to consummate a marriage or to get pregnant. You don't have to have women don't have to have orgasms to get pregnant. So there is so much myth and misconception. I live in Houston, which a lot of people don't realize is actually more international than New York City.
Okay.
And I have a huge population in my practice of South Asian couples who struggle with this very issue. And, they'll come in, a lot of them thinking they have low desire for sex, and come to find out what they really have, what the women have, is pain with intercourse, because, it's something that they've been told their whole lives not to do, to avoid, never do it before marriage. And so even though the time has come and now it's supposed to be okay, what can happen is the body tenses up and the muscles, the pelvic floor muscles, go into a spasm upon penetration. And that's really confusing, because when they try to then consummate the marriage and have intercourse, it can be very painful because those muscles are so tight, kind of in a spastic state. And so it's really, this diagnosis is called more broadly dyspareunia. So just kind of meaning pain,
Painful sex.
genitopelvic pain disorder. And there are varying degrees, but in most cases, it's best treated using a combination of physical therapy. But really, if someone's trying to work through this at home, it's so important to go slow, to make sure that there is enough, foreplay, and that she's feeling physically comfortable, and to start just by kind of inserting a finger and waiting for the body to relax then, and then maybe two fingers, and, just taking your time. I think a lot of couples just don't realize that women need extended foreplay in order to relax and become naturally lubricated in order to make sex comfortable. So many couples subscribe to the idea that sex begins with the male erection and ends with the male orgasm. And we have to move away from that way of thinking. And so it's I think for so many couples, it's just giving the partnership more time to kind of relax into each other, and establishing that sense of safety and trust that she needs to kind of let her body relax. But it is important for people to know that there are treatment options. In particular, pelvic floor physical therapists can go a long way.
So there is no ideal sex position to have a baby. That is what you're saying.
No, nope. Absolutely. You can get pregnant, in any kind of sex position. When the semen is expelled, it will make its way up no matter the angle of the penis. So no, you don't need to put your legs over your head or anything like that. I generally, if someone's trying to conceive, I wouldn't rush to the bathroom and, urinate or wash it out right away. But, the position does not matter. There is no scientific evidence to suggest
because
otherwise.
I've read in health websites and magazines saying that you should lie on the bed for some time with your,
So that's what I'm saying. Don't get up and rush to the bathroom right away. Maybe afterwards, just kind of lie in bed for a while. But as far as the actual position that you're in during intercourse, doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Okay.
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't get up and go for a run right after.